everybody, it is January 2025 and I have some breaking news from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Important things that you should know if you're planning a trip anytime this winter. Sorry about the very boring background, but my current office is in use, so this is what we're gonna have to do today. Because there's very important things you need to know ASAP. Winter in Lancaster County, Amish Country can be hit or miss. Some places close down, many have limited hours and days, so we're gonna go over a lot of that as well as some things to look forward to that are reopening in the spring. Okay, so first I'm going to talk to you about the restaurants in Lancaster County. So some of the restaurants do close down or just take a break. The first we're going to talk about is Hershey Farm Restaurant. The buffet is closed Monday through Friday in January through mid-March, and then on the weekends it's open for breakfast and dinner, but not in the middle of the day. So it's important to check that information on the website. I'll put the hours down here on the screen so you know when they're open Saturday and Sunday. They are closed during the week, so it's important to know that through mid-March. However, their new Cafe 23, located on the kind of second floor, the upper level near the inn, is open every day for you to enjoy their food. Not the exact same menu, but a lot of delicious sandwiches and soups and treats and desserts and coffees, all that good stuff. So they do have food available at Hershey Farm. And a fun thing, I'm gonna show you on the screen, they have trivia night at the cafe about twice a month through this winter, which I think sounds really fun, and I would totally love to do that sometime. We love trivia in our family, so that would be really fun to try. So a fun activity to do in the winter indoors while having some warm soup and maybe a dessert, so that sounds like a good time. You can expect their normal hours to resume in, I think, mid-March or April, when they'll be open Tuesday through Sunday, usually close on Mondays, with their typical breakfast, lunch, and dinner offerings. Another restaurant that does take a break in the winter is Amish Country restaurant, one of my absolute favorites, and they usually close in January to like mid-February, but this year they're gonna reopen on February 11th. So they'll be open at 7 a.m. February 11th for normal business hours. They close, I think, after New Year's or after Christmas, but they will be open again on February 11th. Next, we have Miller's, and they're probably open by the time this video comes out or very soon to be open. They only close for about a week from 1/5 to 1/12, and they're gonna reopen on the 13th of January, so not that big of a deal. But something to note, this is kind of breaking news because many of you know that the Bird in Hand restaurant and inn had a fire at the beginning of last year, in January, end of 2023. 2 different fires. Terrible experience, terrible thing for the community. But they are rebuilding, and the inn has been reopening and is almost done. I'm going to show you that first because I'm super excited to talk about a new thing they're doing, which is a barn suite. As you can see here, you can kind of tell by the pictures here that it's like they have an opening and it's a higher kind of barn peak. So they have 4 rooms open now in the new wing, and they are still working on the barn suite and the schoolhouse suite, which they did offer before, but they're redoing that again. That's exciting. As well as their welcome lobby for the hotel, for the inn. That's going to be reopening about the same time this spring. So that's exciting that they're very close, and I'm excited to try out the suites. I think that'd be really fun to do, so maybe I'll get to do that hopefully. And then the restaurant as well is planning to reopen this spring. There's no specific date yet, but they are stopping, this is the breaking news, they are stopping their temporary location at the Revere Tavern. They relocated to the Revere Tavern I believe last spring, and have been there for basically 9 months, but they are closing that down for now so they can focus all their attention on reopening the restaurant and preparing for that reopening. So, no Bird in Hand restaurant for a month or 2, maybe 3, but they hopefully will get that done sooner than later, and we can all celebrate them reopening and get some handballs and shoot fly pie. That's what I'm gonna get if I go. But I'm very excited about the Bird in Hand reopening. I'm just gonna be so happy for them. I'm thankful that they're almost there, so very exciting stuff. Something else to always note in the winter is that the Bird in Hand Farmers Market always changes their hours and days. So in the winter, they're only open Fridays and Saturdays from 9 to 5, I think maybe 9 to 5:30. Always check their website because they do change their hours every season. So they're gonna have different hours in the spring versus the summer versus the fall and the winter. So always check before you head out, before you plan your trip, because the Bird in Hand Farmers Market is always open throughout the year, but they have limited hours in the winter especially. Okay, the next thing I'll talk about is something really cool that I'm not sure if you've been to this, please tell me because I'd love to know what it's like. It's the Lititz Fire and Ice Festival. It's held every February, and they have ice sculptures. They actually will carve them there in front of you, I think, as well. And they have fire performances, and then they have lots of fun activities throughout the week. This year is from February 14th through the 23rd. I'm gonna show the schedule here on the screen. They're gonna have family fun day. They're gonna have like a lot of food trucks and a maker's market. So it's a fun-filled week celebrating Lititz, and they're just a really fun town. They're a really cool town. Technically, they're the coolest town in America. They've been voted that at least once, I think maybe twice. This looks like a really fun thing to do if you can get there in the winter. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is something I'm really excited about that I think is really special, very unique to Lancaster County, something called mud sales. So mud sales are typically put on by the community to raise money for the local fire department. So there's going to be several in different towns in Lancaster County, and the first one is in Strasburg, almost always in Strasburg, and this year it's February 21st and 22nd, Friday and Saturday. So it's the kickoff of the mud sale season, and it is at Strasburg Fire Company. I'm going to show you a little snippet here of the Strasburg Fire website and kind of like a little map they have here of where you can park and where the shuttle is and where it's located. But mud sales are super special. I'm going to show you some pictures of when I went many years ago in 2009. That's many for me. My kids were still little. My little Cooper was 3, and now he's 18 and a half and far away in college. So that's a long time ago for me. But anyway, I'm going to show you some pictures of my experience at the Gordonville Mud Sale back then. And I want to show you something really cool actually. As I was cleaning up my room a bit, I have like things stored in weird places. I'm not the best organized person, but I found this. It's a Gordonville auction booklet that I kept from 2009. So it was their 41st. So I know that the Strasburg one, I believe is their 50th year. So that's really cool. So both the Strasburg Mud Sale and I turned 50 this year. There's actually a couple places that are turning 50 besides me. So that's pretty fun. But yeah, this is my old booklet from that auction. So yes, they do have an auction at these mud sales, and that's where I got my quilt that I have on my bed. You can get a quilt, an Amish made quilt, probably cheaper in an auction than you can anywhere else. So if you want an Amish made quilt, highly suggest going to a mud sale. And you can go to lancasterpa.com, which I'm using to share on the screen here, or discoverlancaster.com, and they will list all the mud sales and where they are and the times that they are offered. So there are several of them throughout the spring, but they are super fun because you're surrounded by locals, you're surrounded by Amish, you have Amish goods, Amish food, they have the auction. It's just a very cool experience, very local experience. So that's, if you want to hang out with the Amish and just experience that culture, it's a great way to do that. Okay, next I'm going to talk about something that's coming very soon on January 18th. It is Oregon Dairy's Warehouse Theater's Patrick Miller's Pennsylvania Wildlife Live Animal Kids Show. That's like the longest title of anything ever. So basically, I did not know this, but Oregon Dairy has a warehouse theater on property where they offer different things for families, and this is the Pennsylvania Wildlife Live Animal Kids Show. So this is offered, it's offered in January, I think also in February, but again, click on this website here. I'm showing you what it looks like. You just go to Oregon Dairy, you go to the events page, and it's down there on their events. But tickets are only $4 per person, but that's like a fun little thing you can do also in the winter. That is a fun thing to do and get out of the house and do something fun when it's cold outside. So that's really cool. I love Oregon Dairy. They're always offering such, as you can see on the website, a lot of events, a lot of fun things for the family. I love them. They're just so awesome. So this is like a really fun, I would go. I love animals, so this sounds fun to me too. Okay. This is kind of breaking news, so I feel like I'm completely justified in saying that in the beginning of the video because this is breaking news. So some of you know that the Amish Farm and House, which is located along Route 30, kind of near the Target and the American Music Theater, I believe, kind of nestled in there. They offer lots of tours and give lots of education about Amish culture. They take you to Amish farms. They have an Amish house on property, an Amish schoolhouse, and animals, so they're very educational in Amish culture. I've not done their tours yet. I've read a lot about them, but they do offer a lot of fun stuff, and they offer a Christmas cookie tour, which my cousin-in-law went on last year. They said they had a lot of fun. But on this cookie tour, you go to different Amish farms, and they give you their cookies and their recipes, and you can buy more things. So it's a really cool way to visit Amish farms and try their treats. Well, drum roll, this year they're offering their very first sweetie pie tour, which is the same idea, but you're gonna go try pies at these Amish farms. So that just sounds so much fun. If you did not know this, I feel very happy I can tell you because that sounds like a super fun time. Again, I would totally go if I could. I love this idea. I think it's such a fun idea. So I love the fact that they're duplicating this fun idea of visiting Amish farms. So way to go. Some more breaking news to share with you. I kind of discovered this while looking at Discover Lancaster and Lancaster PA. I like to look at their websites and get some ideas. And they have this really cool thing called worship nights at the barn. And so let me back up and tell you where this is. Casey Jones Restaurant or the Red Caboose Motel. It's right in Strasburg. They have train cars that you stay in as a hotel. It's a restaurant that has train cars as part of the restaurant. So it's a very big train facility, very fun. The owners who bought this back, I think in 2009, have redone this old barn and made it into this beautiful venue. So I was there during the construction. I was like, this is gonna be super cool. As you can see on the pictures, it is beautiful. They have events there that you can have weddings there and all sorts of things. But they offer these free worship nights where you can come. It's interdenominational 4 or 5 times a year. So this one's January 14th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. I think this is such a great idea. I love that they're doing this as a ministry to the community. So I just think that's wonderful, and if you can go, highly suggest going to that. But also just experience the beautiful building and the barn, so that would be super fun. They offer this also April 8th, July 8th, and October 14th. So if you want more information, check out this website and give it a try. If you go, please get on here and tell me or message me on my Facebook page. I would love to know if you go to this. It sounds super fun. Last but not least, I'm going to talk about Sight and Sound. So many of you know that I love Sight and Sound. I try to go almost every year. They have amazing theater productions of Bible stories. I love them. They have such a great way of giving you God's love and truth in the most beautiful way possible on a theater. So they are amazing. Sight and Sound is magnificent in their acting and their songs and their production and their special effects. They're just amazing. So this year is the 30th anniversary of Noah. They did Noah 30 years ago. They're bringing it back for this year. And I'm telling you right now, they're already selling tickets galore, especially on the weekends, because I'm planning a trip for October for some friends, and the weekend I'm going, all the good seats in the middle are already taken up. So if you want one of those like aisle seats where you get the animals going right by you, you better get on that website and do that soon, because they are selling fast. So yeah, that's really cool that they're bringing this back after 30 years and offering again. As you can see by the pictures, this looks incredible. I have not seen Noah. This looks amazing, and I'm super excited to go. Most likely we'll take my family this summer because it's a really special production. So super excited about this. So yes, that's pretty big news that they're bringing this back and offering it. I think it's gonna be amazing, and most likely probably even better than it was before, if I had to guess, because they've already, every year they're kind of up in their ante in their production. One more place I forgot to mention, which is ironic because of my favorite places in Lancaster, is Old Windmill Farm. They are also closed January, February, and halfway through March. So they take a break as well in the winter, and this is a place where you can go on an authentic Amish working farm and take tours and learn about how they take care of their animals and what they plant in their garden, and even make some food with them and apple cider. So it's a really fun Amish farm. They're wonderful hosts. Jesse and Anna are just wonderful people. It's a great tour. It is. If there's one thing you should do to really experience Amish culture, I would say this would be it for me. It's just a very personal experience, and it's a great farm. It's a really fun farm. You get to milk a cow, get to feed a baby cow if you want to, but all I have to say, they're closed January, February, and half of March. So keep that in mind, again, when you're planning your trips. So yeah, let me know what your favorite winter activity is to do in Lancaster. I love to hear what you guys have to say. And if there's something you want me to check out in the winter sometime, let me know that. I can always plan for next year, but I do like to hear from you about what you want to see. So if there's something you want to see specifically in the winter or even this upcoming year, let me know what you want to see. I already have a list. I've already gotten some ideas from you guys. I really appreciate that. So I'm excited to try lots of different new things this year. I'm not an expert in Lancaster. I'm just a very big fan. I try hard to keep up with the latest news, and I found some of this on Facebook and some of this on the different websites, but let us know in the comments if I have missed something that should be out there for people to know. But time goes fast, and before you know it, it's gonna be spring, and that's a fun time to go as well to Lancaster. But enjoy your winter trips, and stay warm, and thanks for watching. Enjoy your next adventure.